Welcome to episode 123 of the No Hangover podcast. Like always, you can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play for the visuals. Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at No Hangover Podcast. Twitter, No Hangover Pod. Never on Twitter, though. Check out the website, www.nohangoverpodcast.com. We got different kind of merchandise on that. I believe also we have still merchandise with us. So, I mean, if you want to DM us on Instagram, that's the easiest way to get in contact with us. Easiest way to, try to connect to buy a shirt, or even if you want to be on the podcast, you can hit us up through there. We could set up a meeting. Me and Eric will reach out to you, set something up, and then we can meet up, get business going. But yeah, episode 123. As I kind of mentioned, that's my guy Eric over there.
What's up?
Behind the camera, like always, my boy Dennis.
What's up, guys?
And if you don't know me, you're not paying attention.
Oh, wow.
My name is Jacob.
Oh, wow. It felt like a big statement.
Yeah, good enough.
If you don't know who I am, you're
Then-
not doing it right.
Yep, pretty much. That's how I feel sometimes. I get in different moods, but the mood I'm in today, if you don't know me, go fuck yourself.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's how I feel. Because the champion is here.
Muhammad Ali,
Boom.
the greatest.
The champ.
He really is.
E, how you feeling?
I'm alright. Just chilling.
Dennis, what about yourself? How you feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. Lost out on some money, but be all right.
Yeah.
Worse things have happened.
I guess, hey, in retrospect, let's go from the bottom to the top. We'll talk about that first.
Okay.
Gambling. A real son of a bitch. So, if anyone's been watching these NFL playoffs,
Every game has been incredible.
they have been, I'm not going to lie, it's been very good television, very good entertainment, but pain, real pain these last couple weeks.
I mean, let's go back to the wild card round. I don't know if any of us had, money on any of these games, but very interesting. Saw my Eagles lose. I know Eric's a fan of the Eagles as well. But at least it was over quickly.
Yeah.
For me,
I didn't really think that was going to be much of a game anyways. So.
yeah. Got to see TB12 put us out of our misery. We'll get to him in a second. And then the only thing that could have made that pain go away is the incredible Cowboys 49ers game. And watching Dallas implode,
Lose in that fashion.
it might be just as satisfying as watching the Eagles win. That's
a true Eagles fan right there.
it's because we weren't winning the Super Bowl anyway. So just to watch their season collapse in such a
way. You're like, ha.
14 seconds left. Everyone's saying, throw the ball, middle of the field, go up, spike it. Dak said, hold my beer.
I'm going to run for it.
I'm gonna take this thing.
Yeah.
QB draw, tackled.
Yep.
Then the ball doesn't get to the ref. The ref has to touch the ball. Game over.
Sad. And I'm sure a lot of Dallas fans were devastated. I mean, the wild card round, that was fine for me. We had a quick, easy blowout, so my game was over within every time we touched the ball.
It felt like monumental, though. It felt like the end.
It did. No, that was one of the greatest games I've ever watched.
End of an era.
I was hyped.
We are top dogs.
I was hyped the whole time. It was basically just like a slap in Belichick's face. Like, you don't run this shit no more.
I mean, he's still the best coach of all time. So
Yeah, but it was just like,
his run is over at the top, though.
I feel like it was a good statement for Buffalo to make, though. Like, because, I mean, the Patriots, Tom Brady has owned Buffalo for a long time. So that was like a good coming out party of like, oh, we're here. Like, this is ours now.
Yeah.
You don't have a chance anymore. Which, I mean, they were very close neck and neck all the way through the season.
Yeah, they
We
split
went 1-1, so it was like that was just the tiebreaker. And the fashion we beat them in, and the historic of that game, we went, 7. Every time we touched the ball, we
Didn't
scored.
punt. They took a knee or scored a touchdown every single
Time. So that was a pretty impressive game right there. And now, I watched the first half. Barley hit you up. Watched the second half here. It was dummy hype here. We just kept killing them. I knew the game was over, but just watching them run up the score was.
It is
satisfying.
really fun.
Yeah,
I remember
very
to
satisfying.
take it back to the Eagles, that NFC Championship game versus Minnesota. I was in an airport in Atlanta, and they go down first. Minnesota has the ball, goes down, scores 7-0. Eagles don't really do anything with the ball, and then Minnesota has the ball driving again. And then the pick six, just like to P-Rob, sets off 38 straight points. And it was really fun to watch.
Like, pew, 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 pew.
Especially because you got like a backup quarterback just like throwing like teardrop touchdown pass. Like they're so high, like in the air, like bombs to the end
Just
zone.
like, well,
Yeah, he throws like Derek Carr. I'm going to throw this as high as I can.
hopefully it lands there.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah, he is the 500 Dead or Alive champ. Nick Foles.
Damn.
14 nothing.
7-7.
Oh, Debo.
Yeah.
He's fast. So then...
Have you seen his legs? Have you seen Debo Samuel's legs? Not to sound weird. He has got like tree trunks for thighs.
Sure.
Like you wouldn't expect it because he's not like
a running back?
Because he's so fast. I mean, he is a running back now. They've essentially just moved him to running
He's
back.
an all-around player. He's a wide receiver, a running back.
His
Touchdown
thighs
passes.
are like this, though. Like it's
I mean, this was just
Quadzilla.
a receiver screen that he just ran for a touchdown. So
Quadzilla.
Quadzilla.
Yeah.
I think Saquon's got that on lock. But Saquon's got to get healthy. Moving on to the heartbreak of the divisional rounds. First things first on those Saturday games. Bengals Titans. That game sucked. I mean, it was a close game, but like the quality was.
I mean, compared to the games that came after,
Yeah, you just weren't seeing a lot of big plays being made. It was definitely a defensive back and forth. Cincinnati wins walk-off field goal. And you're like, all right, way to get the playoffs.
I mean, Green Bay, San Fran, though,
That was the next game.
just as well. Like, the Saturday game was very underwhelming. That was a straight defensive game.
Yeah, but for some reason, maybe it's just me, like, what I enjoyed, like, watching Aaron Rodgers lose. Because I think Aaron Rodgers is an incredible quarterback, but, like, when people tried to make the Tom Brady comparisons, I never really understood them.
No, Tom is in a class of his own. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a different talent, though. I think he has, like, a different arm strength and can do different things than Tom Brady can do.
He's more talented.
Yeah. I think he's, like I said, an all-around better talent, but Tom Brady is Tom Brady.
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
He's the better team player, one would say.
And then we move on. Speaking of Tom, we'll get there, Jacob. Rams, Bucks. Rams are up a lot, 27-3. You see the memes. Tom Brady's been down this road
Good old
before.
Tom ties his shoes. All right, let's get to work.
Yeah, leads the comeback along with some weird fumbles and snaps over heads. Like just a lot of things had to break right, and they all seem to be breaking right. Tie the game with like what is it? Less than a minute, maybe a minute left in the game.
Yeah, I think like a minute 13 maybe.
Matt Stafford gets the ball.
Could be wrong.
Cooper Kupp, field goal range.
Straight in the middle of the field. Cooper Kupp.
Buck season ends.
Yep, on a field goal.
And then the best game, maybe the best non-Super Bowl playoff game of all time.
I mean, just in the fact that the amount of points that were scored in a 3-minute span.
Last minute and 53 seconds, 25 points.
Rough. I was on an emotional roller coaster. And it didn't help that I was drinking all day, but
Yeah, paint the picture for us, Jacob.
Emotional roll. So we went out for Jordan's birthday, and we started at Bar Louie. Had well, if we want to start my whole day, I had ate a nice breakfast here. No, I'm just kidding. We started at Bar Louie. I had a couple mimosas, just some drinks there. Everyone ate, whatever. Went to downtown after that to finish up the 3 o'clock game, or the 3:30 game, whatever time that started.
We went to Jordan's after, and then we went downtown.
That's right. I forgot. You had to get convinced first. So we went to Jordan's after Bar Louie, finished up that game there.
Did not finish that game there.
Did we not?
This
or did
game,
we
this
stay
game
till
lasted like forever. That Bucks-Rams game. We watched like the first quarter at Bar Louie.
And then what? Finished the first half?
Finished the first half.
I thought we watched like the third quarter before we left, though. I thought the third quarter had started.
Don't believe so.
Beats me. Maybe we left at halftime.
Who knows?
We all,
Non-important.
yeah, we all split ways. Eric was like, I'm going to drive myself so I could leave whenever I want. Smart man. Drives himself.
Super jealous of that decision looking back.
Drives himself. I drive Dennis. Actually, you drove Jordan. So, yeah, just me and Dennis head to downtown. So we get downtown. The game is still going on. Watch the end of that game now at, I believe, Crow. Or that was the first place we went?
Yes, we watched the end of the game there.
Yeah, watched the end of the game at Crow. Had some drinks there. It was an okay time. Spent unnecessary money, but
It's your boy's birthday.
that's neither here nor there. So I was feeling kind of nice, you know. It's time for my game to start. Bills and Chiefs game. So
My game.
Yep, I was excited. That was the only game I was
This
excited
lets you know,
for.
for
so.
everything that follows what's about what just got said. You just have to know that it was Jacob's game.
Yeah.
Jacob looked at this as like my.
I mean, I had money on the game. That's why I said like my game. The only game I had watched for like a gambling purpose was the Bills game.
You were invested.
Yeah.
Literally,
I was invested in the game. I had a Bills jersey on. Like, I'm downtown. I'm like, all right.
And downtown, for those of you who do not know,
Off Church Street, if you go to Harry Buffalo's,
it is a Buffalo
it's a Bill
Bills
Mafia.
Yeah, it is. You
got Bill's gang down there. So went and Eric actually went with me. Went down to Harry Buffalo's. So what's up to my stepbrother and his wife. I think I had another drink there too. Just, you know, chilling.
They got us one.
Yeah. And then it was funny the way
we're on drink 5 at this point, 5 or 6.
probably more.
Not including the bottomless mimosas for 3 hours.
Yeah, probably definitely more than 5 or 6. But either way, the drinking is irrelevant in this story. It's the game itself.
Not in my story.
We'll get to that later. So the game goes on, and then we end up going meeting back up with everyone we went down there with. Me and Eric met up with Dennis, Jordan. We're down there with Kristen. So met back up with all of them. I'm at Vice. Was, you know, drinking there, chilling, watching the game, and then everyone wanted to leave before the game was over. So everyone had left. We had actually all left. We had all left there. Went to, I think, Eden.
After
Didn't we go to Harry Buffalo's, Vice, Vice, went to Eden, then back to Vice?
You guys did. We stayed.
after Harry Buff, but you guys went to Eden too.
We did go to Eden.
Yeah, so we went to Eden and then watched some of the game there, and then I went back to Vice to watch the remainder of the game. Everyone else, though, was trying to leave by then because we had been out pretty much, for a good amount of time. You had already said, like, you worked in the morning. I worked the next morning, but it was still early, but the fact is we were drinking all day.
Still early on a Sunday.
It is still early. Like, in the day itself, it was only like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
It was like 10 o'clock.
No, by the time he left, what time? Like 9:30?
I left at the end of the Chiefs-Bills game.
You left
Before it went to overtime, like, there was a minute left. And I watched the rest of the game in my car.
That was an exciting minute.
Yeah, and I watched the rest
Emotional fucking roller coaster minute. But either way, I only say that I watched that part because Dennis and Jordan had already left Vice. I was still in Vice by myself watching the remainder of the game.
Yeah, we went to a cigar bar.
Yeah, so I'm just chilling at the bar, like, arms crossed. This is when we were still down. So it was...
Which time?
This was 29... I'm pretty sure I was down 29-26.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's how it went down.
No, because you go up by 3.
You're right. So it must have been...
Regardless
of the score at the time. Like I said, a lot of drinks in. I was down, so I was fucking like, shit. We need to score. There's only a minute left. Fucking shit. And there was like a minute, 45 seconds left when we got the ball back. So we get the ball. Have an amazing drive downfield. Who scored? Your boy scored. Actually.
4th and 13. Josh Allen finds local hero, UCF alumni. I believe he graduated. He left. He played football at UCF. Gabriel Davis.
Yeah. You don't even care if he graduated. Fuck it.
I mean, he makes millions now.
Good old Gabe Davis fucking clutch his shit, scores the touchdown.
Routes up his former college teammate, drops him to his knees.
Literally.
Yeah, dude.
Mike Hughes got left, and Gabe Davis with a clutch route and catch.
Yep.
And Josh Rope threw that like a frozen rope.
Yep. Beautiful pass, beautiful catch, touchdown. We go up.
Minute and change to go.
Less than a minute. This is when that was the touchdown to, for us to go up at least.
Yeah, the first touchdown to go up.
So this was
Chiefs.
farther in than before the end of the minute. Then Chiefs score basically
Tyreek Hill
fucking immediately.
goes Super Saiyan and leaves the NFL.
Fucking immediately, and I'm just like, all right, fuck. So now I'm shitting bricks. I'm like, this does not look good for us. We get the ball back though, so there's always a chance.
You got Josh Allen with 3 timeouts.
Correct. We always have a chance, and we use those timeouts effectively. End up scoring again.
2.
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis touchdown.
He had all
NFL record.
4 of them things.
NFL record 4th touchdown catch.
But so Gabe scores another fucking touchdown, and we go up. So I'm dummy hype at this point.
There's 13 seconds left in the game.
I'm not talking hella shit, but there was this dude that was standing next to me the whole time, telling me, "Oh, it's not looking good for you guys." When the Chiefs had scored, so when we scored, I was just going ham on him. I was like, "Oh yeah," like just going ham. Random ass dude. He was
Print the shirts.
Yeah,
it's 13 seconds.
He's pretty cool though.
Put on the hats.
He was like, "Damn, that was good shit." Like he wasn't a fan of either, so he was just like siding with me since I was the only fucking fan there, basically. So then 13 seconds left. We kick off. They get the ball. 2 plays. Fucking get in field goal range. I'm like, this fucking sucks. This fucking sucks. They kick a field goal. I'm like, damn it. Goes in. So then me and this dude are talking pretty much, and I literally said it out loud too. I'm like, fuck, whoever gets the ball first in overtime is going to win the game.
But the Bills did it right. They called tails. Because as you know, tails never fails.
I fucking failed.
It failed. It really failed, you guys.
Really did. So it lands on heads. Chiefs get the ball.
You can just feel it coming.
Tyreek Hill, fucking asshole. So fast. Literally chucks up the deuces like a dickhead.
No, that was the first touchdown. The one
right before overtime?
Yeah, the one in overtime was just a great drive. Just 8 yards, 8 yards, 8 yards, 8 yards.
It was 2 plays. It was one to Tyreek Hill, one to Travis Kelce, timeout, field goal.
No, I'm talking about the overtime.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, no, you're right.
In overtime.
The overtime.
In overtime, I thought it was only 2 plays. I thought they just threw the ball. I just saw my life, it just kept flashing.
It was a really good drive. Bunch of short plays. They get down there. First and goal.
Punch it in.
Throw it to Kelce.
Yep. And the
fade ball.
Yep, in the right corner. Yeah.
And then at this moment,
story, anyways.
Jacob blacked out.
Not yet. So they see that the bartenders and actually the bouncer is there at this point, seeing I'm the only person in the Bills jersey. And it was like, fuck it, get him a round of shots. And I had been drinking dark all day. They line up like 4 shots, and I'm pretty sure they were like, one was like a green tea. I might have had like a lemon drop. Like, they all looked light to me. So I'm like, that can't be good. But I look back up, seeing like Chiefs start celebrating. I'm like, fuck it. Take all 4 of them. At this point, Jacob knows he fucked up. So yeah, I walked out of Vice, see Dennis and Jordan across the street, like, come on, like by the car. Cross the street, I don't know how, because the second I crossed that street, I was on autopilot. Can't recall another second of the night.
Nice.
Jacob got upset.
I was upset though.
Jacob was punching things.
I'm sure I was, but yeah, I don't recall any of it.
Kicked a bus stop, little glass thing.
Granted, to go way
Thank
back,
God it was plexiglass.
To go way back in the story, I had not eaten at Bar Louie, and I only ate breakfast that day. I ate a liquid lunch and a liquid dinner.
And then Jacob and Eric got on the phone and started talking shit to each other.
Yeah, because Eric was like, run me my money.
Jacob was like...
Probably like, fuck you, Eric.
Yeah.
Probably hung up.
There was a lot of vulgarities.
It's all love. But yeah, don't recall that either. Just knew, and the next day he was like, send me my money. And I was like, all right, you bastard. But that's what gambling will do to you. That and alcohol.
Don't I know it?
Oh. You got a nice little heartbreak today.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I'm happy or saddened, because like
I had kissed the $50 away. So when the Chiefs were 3-4 earlier in the season, I put a $50 bet on them to make the Super Bowl, and it would have cashed out at 700 even. And they didn't do it, and they screwed it up.
Yeah, and anybody who complains about the overtime rule can shut the fuck up now.
Defense matters, guys.
Play defense.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I mean,
A coin toss doesn't decide the game. Your defense goes out on the field.
Yes. Anyone who complains about it is a pussy.
I
wasn't
will
complain about it. I was just saying.
now. I will say I do enjoy the college football, the old college football overtime rules. I think the new one after 2, where it's 2-point conversions, is stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't just because I like the college overtime rules doesn't mean I want to change the NFL.
These are grown men. They get paid millions of dollars to play football. Make it stop.
I mean,
stop bitching.
No, I feel like
Think
it should be the way it was, but that's why I knew when
Sudden
it
death. It's
when
sudden
it
death.
went correct. I like the way it is. I just knew whoever wins the fucking coin toss was gonna win the game.
The momentum of the game.
The way the offenses were both clicking at the time was whoever touches that ball is going to score.
It just happens
And it
to be
just
like that
happened.
sometimes.
The coin didn't hit the right.
But
it
if
didn't hit
Niners
tails.
Packers goes to overtime, we're not saying that. We're saying like this is a battle of punting and field position, and whichever defense can and special teams can make a big play.
But that was that game. I was in an all-out shootout.
Right. I'm more speaking to the people that argue that the overtime rules need to be changed because of one result.
Yeah, which it shouldn't. I mean, even
They were even bringing it up today. Like out of 11 overtimes in the playoffs, 10 of them have been won by the person who wins the coin toss. But that's not taking into effect or not taking into like account that of course you're getting an extra possession. You're getting the ball first.
Yep, and this is after a full game of football.
And these are playoff teams.
Depending
you know,
on
regular
how
season,
depending
it
on
could
how
be-
tired you are at this point, but in the playoffs especially, this is like all or nothing. It's not we get next week to regroup. This is all or nothing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some overtime games in the regular season are 2 average ass teams. So,
yeah, most of the overtime games.
but yeah, so quit your bitching, play football. Shut up.
Either way, pain.
Wrap
We'll be back
up-
next year though.
To wrap up the football talk, I mean, we might not want to get into this right now. Tom Brady called it a career, man.
TB12.
He's the greatest of all time. He's the GOAT. I don't know if he's the best thrower of the football of all time. I don't know if he's the most talented. I don't know if he's
He's got the most accolades, but it's also because he played fucking 22 years.
I don't know, man. He's pretty special. Like you could divide his career into thirds, and probably all 3 make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Comes into the league. Everyone knows the story. 6 quarterbacks drafted ahead of him. Pick 199 in the draft. Comes into New England, tells the owner, I'm your franchise quarterback. Drew Bledsoe gets hurt. Great defense. Wins the Super Bowl as his first year starting.
He was like, told you.
He really, that's the defensive-led team, but Tom Brady in that first Super Bowl shows you exactly who he was. 2 minutes ago, John Madden says, the Patriots should take this thing to overtime, try and win it there with a field goal. One of the best 2-minute drives you'll ever see. Tom Brady, the legend is, literally made right there. Goes on to win 3 in those first 4 years. Then he doesn't win one for a while.
For like 10 years almost.
But he gets a lot better. You get the undefeated season in 07. You get he becomes a much he just becomes a better quarterback. He has a bigger arm. They open up the offense for him. And then Josh McDaniels comes to town, really opens things up for him, and they get back to winning Super Bowls. He wins another 3 in New England with a whole different roster, essentially. The only things that are remaining are him and Bill.
William.
And then, it looks over that last year in New England.
William.
He loses that playoff game to Tennessee. It's all right, maybe this is the last time we saw Tom Brady, throw a football. That was 2 years ago.
3 years ago now, no?
Something like that. Goes to Tampa Bay a couple months later, which was a great setup for him. Great receivers, great weather. Place you want to
Great defense.
Great defense. Place you want to play. Goes out there first year as a Buck, wins the Super Bowl.
Boom.
So any debate on if Tom Brady could do it without Bill ended. He's just the greatest of all time.
Well, I mean, you can make the argument though, Bill taught him these things.
For sure.
I mean, who is to say that if he never had Bill, that he would have done the same, or vice versa? For example, if you take someone else, like a Phillip Rivers or Eli Manning or I don't know, any Big Ben, any of the quarterbacks that have retired of recent, Like, and put them in that situation, would they have won the same as Tom Brady? I don't think so, but he was a perfect. I mean, honestly, he's just a perfect system quarterback plugged into the perfect system. Yeah. He knew what he had to do, and he did it.
And he's played. I mean, he has. The clutch moments have always been there. The Super Bowl rings, like we knew, like he had all those things, and then it really felt like around the Atlanta Super Bowl and that kind of time frame, like 28-3 to come back, like, and it was on him. Like he came back and won that game. The defense played great in that second half, but it was the TB12 show. And
I mean, just to do it on his last hurrah, even though they just lost, to come back.
He led the league in passing yards this year. He never fell off the cliff.
Yep.
He never fell off.
He wasn't like a Drew Brees whose arm physically could not throw anymore. Right. He like still was fucking toting that thing.
Yeah.
Even ran more later in his career.
He's the greatest of all time. So, good. Have a good retirement, Tom Brady.
Honestly, shout out to you.
Wait till February 5th so you can collect that $20 million though.
Boom. Any thoughts on good old Tom? Are you glad he's out of the? I mean, me personally, I've always hated the Patriots. So like, I never liked Tom Brady. I literally despised Tom Brady until he went to the Bucs. And then I still, didn't care for him either way. But I was just like, at least you're not on the Patriots.
I had a similar timeline of liking and hating the Patriots, Tom Brady, the whole thing. Literally the Eagles Super Bowl though, like it was just such a weight off my back. Like Tom Brady played his best game ever, and lost.
He's a loser.
And wow, evidence would show. And it was just like, so I don't care. He could win 8 more Super Bowls after that. I don't care.
Like we got one, damn it.
Yeah, we got the one.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Oh, Jacob, it's gonna be a great feeling when Josh Allen pulls this off one year.
Probably not ever.
Nah, I mean, it should have been this year, honestly. But since it's not,
losing the OC is gonna hurt.
It is, but I feel like they're a pretty well enough rounded team. I mean, we lost half of our fucking coaching staff to the Giants.
That's going to be tough.
But I feel like I said, it's a good enough, well-rounded team to where we should still be, put out the same kind of season, if not better, next year. And then hopefully in the playoffs, shit just goes our way.
Can't beat the Chiefs, though.
Well, fuck the Chiefs. Hopefully Joe Burrow beats them next time.
This feels like the Bengals' Cinderella
team of destiny.
This is a Cinderella team. It's depending on this game right here.
If it's Bengals 49ers, that's some bad juju they're walking into that game with, though.
That's the one game the NFL didn't want to either. Out of the
Jimmy
teams.
G versus Bengals, because Joe Burrow is a brand name, but like the Bengals suck. Like not suck, but in the eyes of a casual fan, you're like the Bengals. Like who cares? And then the 49ers, like big brand name, like historic NFL thing.
But real star players.
But Jimmy G, like your best player is a
Debo.
Slot receiver, and your second best player is a tight end.
Pretty much.
Maybe defensive end.
Joey Bosa.
Nick Bosa, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but if it's the Rams, I mean, it can kind of be like that same Cinderella story effect.
And the Bengals, fun fact, undefeated in conference championship games, winless in Super Bowls. Every Super Bowl, they've played against the 49ers.
Get fucked.
If I'm the Bengals, I want the Rams. Like, don't even have the narrative out there.
Well, I mean, I don't know what do you think is the bigger Cinderella story, the Bengals or the Rams winning it?
Bengals.
I'm just saying
the Rams built a super team.
They did build a super team, but I'm just saying
that's not a Cinderella.
It's not a really Cinderella story. It's kind of like you should win this.
Yeah, you built a Madden Ultimate team. Whether or not they
I guess
anyone saw
this
team playing together this well is a different story. But they were on the map early in the season. I mean, they blow out the Bucs.
I thought they were favorites to fucking win it all. Like in week 2, they looked like holy shit. They came to play this year.
Yeah, everyone was saying in the offseason, Stafford with McVay, what is this going to look like? It's going to be awesome.
And it looked amazing.
And it's been pretty awesome.
Yep.
And Odell has reemerged as that dude.
Odell is like, see, I just needed a guy. I just needed someone to throw me the damn ball.
Randy Moss 2.0. As far as he went from the Vikings, was really good, went to the Raiders, was washed, and then went to the Patriots and was good again. Odell Beckham was with the Giants, was really good. Went to the Browns, was washed, and went to a good team. And now that he's really good again.
Interesting comparison.
Both elite talents. Obviously, Randy Moss is like one of the more talented players of all time. But Odell is up there.
Yeah, because you'll never catch a one-handed ball and be like, Odell. Boom.
I don't know. These kids kind of like.
There's no way.
It doesn't have the same ring.
Well, getting mossed is not a one-handed catch.
It's not, but I'm just
It's
saying.
just getting
It's just getting caught. If they get a ball caught on you, simple.
But people do the Odell thing.
They go up for it, attempt it. That's like no one is ever going to shoot a basket and be like, Steph.
Even though they should.
You got to hit him with the Kobe. It's just part of what it is. It's got to happen that way.
R.I.P. Kobe. It was just
It was just the 2-year anniversary. Say it. You saw they put a monument.
a bronze statue at the crash site. Not to be that guy. I think like at crash site memorials are kind of weird.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like,
Like when people have them on like the side of the road and it says like drive safely, it's like you put a sign out of my viewpoint off the road. Like,
I wonder what they do.
yeah, like aren't you leading to more danger?
Yeah, but in that specific case, I mean,
Yeah, I get it's in the mountains. Like,
yeah, it's like it's a historical site. Like someone historical has died here.
put the Kobe monument. I don't know.
I mean,
Where the
I feel
Lakers play?
I feel like they should have multiple. Kobe should definitely have a statue in front of Crypto. What is it?
I was there. It's so weird because I was just like assumed that he had one already. Like I don't know why.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have one yet.
Because he's not in the Hall of. He's this year.
This year, he's eligible for the Hall of
He
Fame.
got put in the Hall this year.
He did get put this year.
Yeah, Michael Jordan talked.
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It was this year, this past year, 2021. That's right.
But like I don't know why I expected. Like I'm walking around the arena and I see the Shaq one, James Worthy, Jerry West, like a bunch of Lakers. I'm like, all right. And I turn to someone. I'm like, where's the Kobe one? And they're like, he doesn't have one yet. I'm like, what? How did you guys like not just fast track this thing?
Honestly, but
Boom.
who knows? They should get on to their statue making guy. Hey, buddy, you missed your deadline.
Yeah. So, R.I.P. to
Do it.
Kobe. What do we want to talk about next, guys? Got some interesting topics on the docket. Eric, anything wet your beak?
Whatever we got on the thing.
Just one stick out. We can.
Whatever you guys want to talk about.
Let's talk about your boy coming out with another album. Talking
Kanye.
I want to talk about your boy. If we're going to talk about this, your boy has a chance. You has a chance to he might never recover in my good graces.
Who is your boy?
I'm thinking
Future.
he might be. Yeah, okay, I was right.
If this album,
Because
we're talking about Donda
executive producing
2 by Kanye West, 2/22/22
And
release date.
Future is executive producer on it.
Future is executive producing a Kanye West album.
Yikes.
My
I
reaction.
might as well just tell you, you're welcome.
Please no.
The snippets that have come out are very Future. They are trap beats.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't really.
This might be
expect
my
much
favorite
from
album
this.
yet.
I don't really expect much from this album, if I'm being honest.
I don't expect this album to ever see the light of day. As a Kanye West fan, some would say a super fan.
Some.
I don't like so many albums have been announced by him. Like, there's probably 15 albums that he's gone on to announce and get a release date, and
to
have
never put out.
and never seen the light of day. And you'll get the records like if you know where to look, the songs come out, but he doesn't like. He's very
If he doesn't think it's gonna hit, he ain't gonna put it out.
not even that. He's just a very hyper focused person. So when he's locked in on something, he's gonna do it. But if something pulls his attention to the side, then he doesn't revisit things. Like he doesn't like. That's why Donda was so weird because he did come back to an album like that. Now COVID made everybody sit down, so he kind of had a chance to just sit with
his thoughts. and be
his
like,
laptop and figure out. All right, some of these songs are pretty good.
What do I want on here?
I don't know. I think it's just Donda was good, but it wasn't really like. It was just a collection of music. It wasn't really anything cohesive. It was just a lot of Kanye West songs with a lot of features.
I think it's got album of the year locked. Vegas agrees.
Probably, but
But that doesn't. That's not taking away from your point.
I don't think Donda 2 is gonna.
To me,
Donda 2 seems like it would just be a lot of shit that didn't make Donda.
left over on the hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
For me,
Hence why it's executive produced by Future.
that might.
It didn't make the fucking cut for the first team, so it's second string.
Rude, first off. And secondly,
I really.
Jordan was here to bash you some more.
I really enjoyed Donda. Like it's my favorite album of the year. I really liked it. I think it's really dark in places. You know, he's dealing with. The album is named after his mother who passed away. It's very. It is what it is.
Sentimental.
Yeah, and then there's some songs that don't deal with that at all. That are just trap songs and really cool features. Like, I think he gets the best out of Playboi Carti. He gets the best out of Young Thug. He gets the best out of
You saying that?
Fabio.
Yeah.
Lil Yachty, Fivio Foreign. Not the best ever, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he gets whatever they can do great. He pulls that out of them, puts it on his album. Donda 2 is like, you can't really recreate that moment. Like, selling out a football stadium before anybody's heard a song is not going to happen again. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't really expect much from it. If it even does come out, but, you know.
Maybe he'll hit the same thing the weekend hit. I'm only going to do stadium tours.
Kanye West could probably do that, though.
I don't think he needs another album to do that. He's got catalog.
Yeah. I don't think The Weeknd.
The Weeknd's got this third album he's got to do. He's got this trilogy that he's got to complete. I didn't like the first two parts, so let's see if the third one
Wins you over.
wraps this thing up. And I'm like, I get it now. Like, the videos for After Hours are incredible, and some songs are beautiful. But
Yeah, it's very hit or miss for me.
Dawn FM is not my favorite piece of work.
Yeah, Dawn FM was very.
It was all right.
That is like a perfect way to describe it. It's all right. It's a Weeknd album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't terrible, but wasn't that good either.
He doesn't make terrible. He's too talented.
Yeah, but again, it was just
Easily skippable,
it
though.
was the songs that didn't
His
make
most skippable?
After
I
Hours.
said that album is easily skippable, though.
Oh.
Like, if you're listening to, like, say you're listening to freaking just The Weeknd on your playlist, and one of those songs out of all the Weeknd songs come on.
I can't name 3 songs
Skip.
from that album.
I can name 3 songs from that album.
I mean, I think I can, but you know what I mean. Like,
It's all right. It's good. It has its purpose, I guess, but it's just an extension of After Hours, pretty much. So,
are you excited for part 3?
sure. I mean,
He's not excited, but
Where does it, like, you After Hours you would have above this, or you'd have this above
no,
After
I
Hours?
definitely have After Hours above this. I think After Hours was a lot better than Dawn FM.
Interesting that he did an After Hours Deluxe if he had this trilogy planned.
I mean, he only put like 2 more songs on.
Sold another 100,000.
Put only 2 more songs on the After Hours Deluxe. I think it's 2 or 3 more, and that was it. And then he wrote that for about 2 years,
He really did.
and then Dawn FM came out.
And he's old.
He is an old man.
old news.
Old man Abel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get into the games or something.
bro, you already know.
Tomorrow, it's just beside the whole point. Tomorrow, because I get on weird little kicks, so I'll let the podcast people know. I think I'm going to do a sober month, too, beside the
Shut
point.
the fuck up.
Tomorrow
the
you're
point.
going to do a sober month.
Nah, tomorrow's
shut
like the
up.
last day of the month anyway.
Please shut up.
No, tomorrow, though, I'm going to be at the gym at 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's fine, but you're not doing a sober month.
Says
Stop
who?
lying to yourself, because you say that fucking every other month.
And I do it every
No,
other
you
month
don't.
for a couple weeks.
That's not a month.
I don't make it a month. I never make it a month. I'll get like 3.
Jacob's living in dog years.
Literally.
6
I'll
days
be like,
in, and
be like,
all right, well,
Jesus, it's been forever. Start
been
scratching
2
and shit.
hours.
God, I'll be like, oh my God, how long has it been?
We'll start this thing next month.
Literally.
You're a trip.
I might as well, though, just to prove you bitches
Might as
wrong.
well.
You don't got to prove me wrong.
I think you got to prove it to yourself at this point. Shit.
I prove shit to myself all the time. I've had sober months. Not in the last couple of months, but I've had sober
When was the
months.
last time you had a sober full month?
September.
No, because you
Oh, what,
didn't go the whole fucking month.
The 28th?
You didn't
when I
go the
broke
whole
it?
month. You broke it to the 26th. That's still not a whole month.
Cry about it.
That's still not a whole month.
It's a good UFC card. I was like, fuck it.
I can go a whole month.
It's not hard, actually.
It's not.
For you, it is.
You do it every year.
All right, February it is.
The shortest month out of the year, of course.
Haha, motherfuckers.
It's gonna get to day 15 and be like, you know,
Nah.
or Valentine's Day, day 14.
No.
Well,
I could do it.
this chick hit me up, and I gotta go take her out. I can't say no.
And I have to
Can I
drink
have-
when I'm there.
I could have water.
You can. I agree with you.
I'd be like,
Will you?
I'd be like, water on the rocks, please.
Water neat. Gross.
That'd be like.
You got tap.
I was literally talking to someone today, and their ice machine was out, and I just got water, so I was like, oh, their ice machine is out. You know, the water's not gonna be that cold. They're like, who drinks ice with water? And I was like, the fuck?
I think that's a pretty common thing.
Or to not get
Not
ice?
to drink ice with water.
That's what I was saying. I was like, why would you
Either
not?
way, I feel like it's pretty normal.
At the house, I think water without ice is
As a-
extremely normal.
Yeah, but at a restaurant, like, I don't know.
If I got water neat at a restaurant, they just slapped it on the table.
There you
Like,
go.
perfect.
Read them and weep.
Like, is this
I was
just
like-
straight vodka?
I was like, That was my only thing. I was like, interesting. Interesting.
My bad.
You guys want to get into this? This
Whatever you want to get into, Jacob.
Dennis lead it because this I don't know this whole story.
What want to talk about?
Pretty big news.
Eric's in a chatty mood today.
Pretty.
Fucking whole elbow pop.
Pretty big news this week. Joe Rogan, Neil Young, Spotify. For those of you who don't know,
No one knows who Neil Young is, so
I mean, somebody knows who Neil Young is. Neil Young, songwriter, musician, took a stance against Joe Rogan. He felt that Joe Rogan was leading anti-vax mindsets and propaganda and misleading people. I don't want to misquote him, but he was like,
I mean, that's pretty much it. It's
Yeah, I don't-
political shit. It's Joe Rogan's. You know, he talks about what he talks about.
Speaks too freely.
he brings guests on and kind of like push his narrative and stuff like that.
You know, it
And
makes sense. It's a show, so that makes sense. But I guess this singer he's done with it, and they think he should take him off Spotify.
well,
and
a lot of people have. I don't want to say a majority, but a lot of people push back on Spotify, or ask the question: is Spotify like culpable of this?
yeah.
Because they're in bed with Joe Rogan. Obviously not literally, but he's got a $200 million
Spotify, you whore.
$200 million plus contract with them.
Yeah.
He is exclusive on their. Obviously, YouTube has things as
But
well.
snippets, but that's about it.
But the full, it's actually pretty cool technology. Have you ever done it? Watched the podcast? Because when this came out, I had to. I'm not a. No offense, I'm just not a Joe Rogan podcast listener. He doesn't like offend me. He's not an affront to who I am, and I'm not gonna boycott. But he just doesn't speak to me. But I've like when the technology came out, like you can listen to the podcast. So you select the podcast, you're listening to it, and then on your phone, as it's doing, you can scroll up, and the video just keeps like it doesn't stop. The video is just in wherever the video is,
where you pick up
where it is,
the audio
where
is.
the audio is. You just start seeing the video with it, and then you scroll it down, and it goes right back to audio, and you never hear anything. Like it doesn't pause for half a second.
Seamless.
It is a beautiful technology, and I know a lot of people have adopted this
I
thing.
hope we have that.
We can. We can talk about this after.
Nice.
But anyway, people have asked if Spotify is like culpable or should take some responsibility for what people view as. Because Joe Rogan's divisive. People have an opinion on him one way or the other, and he has loud opinions and strong opinions, and he has a huge platform. People are wondering if the platform Spotify should, take some responsibility. So Neil Young came out and was like, I'm just setting the table and we can get into it. Neil Young came out and was like, hey, Spotify, take me off your platform or take Joe Rogan's propaganda.
Spotify said, okay.
Spotify
bet.
said, all right, buddy.
See you at the door.
You got it. And
Good night.
and not even picking a side here, I think this is like a genius move by Neil Young. Like, no, like as you said, who was listening to Neil Young? Like Neil Young fans listen to Neil Young.
No one else does.
But like he's not on like your new music playlist. He's not.
I didn't even know who he was.
But like his streaming numbers have gone up a ton, just because everyone's like, "Who is Neil Young?"
Yeah.
Like,
Why is he fighting with
and
Joe
then
Rogan?
Apple's tweet was hilarious. Apple Music tweeted, "He's like, never a bad time to listen to Neil Young," and they put the streaming link because they're war with Spotify. I mean, as war with anybody that Apple can be, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that would be their biggest competition, Spotify, as far as music.
The Apple Music side, Apple the conglomerate is just like.
But as far as music, I don't know. I mean, clearly no one really knows. As far as like you said, unless you're a fan of Neil Young, you don't really know who the fuck he is. So I feel like that was a pretty easy decision for Spotify.
And a smart decision from him.
Because I mean, for
His bank
however you
account was
feel,
probably running low.
Neil Young.
He probably was like.
He did. I don't think he. I would hope that he did not mean it like as a publicity stunt.
Yeah, no, but
I hope he did, honestly.
However you feel about Joe Rogan, he's definitely bringing Spotify and money, a fuck ton of
What?
money. So like that was
He's their biggest name.
Yeah, that was the easy decision on them. So
Yeah, they're like, we're riding with our boy Joe.
But then, somewhat surprising in the fallout of this, like Spotify's stock has gone down $4 billion, quote unquote.
So it claims, yeah.
But those numbers, like they go up and down.
Plus, the stock market has been down the past couple weeks, anyways.
Yeah, everyone's losing money. And remember,
I've
like
lost quite a bit of
Zion
money
busted a
myself.
shoe, and Nike.
Yeah.
And Nike stock went down.
Well, when Elon Musk smoked weed on Joe Rogan's
It
podcast,
affected Tesla.
for like fucking 2 seconds, and then everyone was okay again.
So-
I mean, it affected them for a little while, but
So
but like in the grand scheme of things,
water
it was
finds its
a
level.
month or two. Yeah, it wasn't really a big deal.
This
I mean,
this Spotify will be fine. Neil Young will be fine. I think the argument over the more interesting argument or discussion that I saw and wanted to have was like censorship. So should Spotify, if they feel that what Joe Rogan is doing is unhealthy or dangerous, should they come out and either censor him or make a statement?
if they censor him, then that's going to open a whole nother can of worms. I don't think anybody really wants to.
I feel
fuck
like
with.
as a company, if
Especially
Spotify
since it's a podcast, and the whole point of podcast is
kind of
like
freedom,
lack of censorship and freedom of saying what the fuck you want.
Yeah, legally, Spotify would be fine to do that. They're a private company, and they have a private contract with them, and they can tell them, like, the place you work at can tell you to kick rocks. Like,
yeah.
correct. But I feel like if they're gonna do something,
It would be so
it
bad
shouldn't
for
be
them.
shouldn't be them necessarily censoring him, but they'd have to like go to him directly. Like, listen, Joe, we have this huge fucking contract with you. We're gonna need you to step between these lines a little bit.
That's still censorship.
It is in a sense, but it's not as, at least it's not publicly known.
He had his own brand and own following before. Like, I'm sure this has brought him a lot of money, but if they do decide to split ways,
You know how
which I
much
don't
Joe
think-
Rogan is worth?
He's worth a fucking fuck ton, hundreds of millions.
I actually looked it up not too long ago, and I was pretty close because I was in my head. I was like, all right, thinking of my early shit. I was like, Fear Factor. I know he was a comedian. I know he's done UFC for fucking ever.
Forbes has him at 100 million. Seems low.
At least the network I saw was like 123 million.
Still seems. I mean, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Seems low for how
Influential.
popular he's been and in the zeitgeist. It's felt like.
I don't know. I just if you start, especially a podcast like that, if you start trying to censor that, then it just opens a whole can of worms that I don't feel like all these media platforms really want to go down.
No, but like Apple doesn't censor anybody. So and Apple, anybody can upload to Apple.
Yeah.
But Apple doesn't give out like
Contracts.
Yeah, they don't. How does word it? They don't have like exclusive deals with anybody.
Mm-mm.
Joe Rogan is like everyone knows Joe Rogan and Spotify have a deal.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that would be very bad. Especially, I mean, I don't know. Just given how everybody wants to say something, but with, it depends what you're saying or who you're saying it to. Then people start getting all their panties in a fucking knot and shit. And
Yeah.
It's
It'll
really
turn
like
very
if you
political real quick.
if you want freedom of speech, you got to take the good and the bad.
He's got a
of it.
somewhat political podcast. He brings that on himself.
Yeah, no, he does.
He does. I'm saying like if they chose to do anything though about it, like Spotify would looked at as like, oh, you're trying to be too
taking a
political.
stance.
Yeah,
correct.
Exactly.
You chose a side.
Yeah.
And
with
with
Joe
Rogan, regardless, it's like you kind of had to know already what you were getting yourself into. It's not like he was very shy about it before he got the Spotify deal. Like he was pretty open about how he felt before he got the Spotify deal. He's been like that since, and I don't really watch it as much as I used to, but like I'll watch clips here and there. But it seems like it's the same show, just now it's on Spotify, and that's the only place.
The only
can get it.
podcast
So if you're trying
I
to
watch personally is the No Hangover podcast.
do you even watch
Go on.
that?
Yes.
Yes. They however you feel about Joe Rogan, I feel like you feel how you feel. Like people have picked their side on him.
Yeah, you either like him or you don't.
He's been doing a podcast for years. This is only like the first year and a half, not even 4 years that he's been in the Spotify contract. So it's like if you felt how you felt, like there's nothing that he's done that has made you change your feelings one way or another.
He hasn't said anything.
He's been pretty
so outlandish that
he's been pretty straight and narrow on his stances about shit, and
which is like, yeah. I mean, my personal how I see Joe Rogan. I knew Joe Rogan as like the obviously the Fear Factor guy.
yeah, most people did. Which
And
funny
then-
enough, I started watching Fear Factor on Hulu not too long ago again.
It's a pretty cool show.
It is rewatching old episodes. And
Fear
shit.
Factor and UFC. Like I said, that was I knew him from that.
And I didn't. Yeah,
a
I
wee
wasn't.
lad.
I wasn't even on the UFC thing, but just like him
When
as
it
a
was still,
stand-up
like, tap
comedian, like the Carlos Mencia thing. Like I knew that, and I was like, oh, this guy seems like likable.
Mhm.
Like he seems funny enough. And then like I don't know, I just like a couple things he did or said, I was like, not really a fan of his. So I just
Stop watching.
yeah. But I didn't like
that easy, that simple. If you
Simple
don't
as
like
that.
it, just don't
It's
watch.
not like, oh my god, he needs to be banned from here forever. It's like simply close your eyes, turn off a fucking.
Now I do think that like misinformation and propaganda should be like I don't know about censored, but like it's tough.
There's misinformation and propaganda everywhere, though. Even
I don't think it starts with Joe Rogan.
No,
of
it
course
doesn't.
not at all. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Like, why is
it's
here
everywhere.
where we're putting the picket line?
Yeah,
Like,
literally,
all right, like
yeah,
you.
like Joe Rogan has the end all be all. Like, not at all.
Yep.
Like this shit
He's the
happened.
fucking-
Like, bro, we saw
This shit goes on
and-
deep in the government
and like
every level.
censorship. Like, you want to put like. Remember when ISIS was uploading to YouTube, people getting their heads
yeah.
cut off?
Yeah,
But this is where we're like,
Whoa, you guys are getting a little too crazy.
I mean, fucking porn's one of the biggest fucking industries. No one wants to censor that shit.
yeah, it's just
The Japanese, they do.
wow.
Got that right.
We know what Jacob's into.
Not that, but that shit had me dying. I had to say it.
No comment.
Oh man, that was crack myself
Oh
up.
shit. Yeah, I mean, it's weird where people start drawing lines and shit, and when they start feeling like enough is enough with like.
Like, bro, you have like, and I'm gonna name them all, so it does like I'm not trying to pick a side when I say this statement, but like you have like news stations that
All of them
are not news, like they are opinion shows.
Yeah.
And they are just like spinning things to fit their narrative. They might have the two same facts, but like you're not.
No, news in general.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
Yeah, it is a fucking.
they're more dangerous than Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan might get more listeners than
a Fox or a CNN.
I
or
don't know, though.
MSNBC or
I
shit.
have to see
shit
the
like
true
that,
numbers.
but,
Like I feel like Fox,
But like
CNN,
your
like,
grandma watches fucking
I know
one
people.
of those.
Yeah, I know people that literally have the news on all day, every day. That's all the fuck they
I hate
fucking
when people
watch.
do that.
And it's
That's
it's just the
depressing.
one channel. Like it's either one or the other, and there's no like.
Yeah, I'm watching
Getting-
people who I agree with.
Yeah, and it's not any varying opinions or anything that might challenge what you think, whether you lean one way or the other. And it's just like that can't be healthy. At
No.
all.
not.
It can't be healthy.
Whether
at
you
all.
watch Fox News all day or MSNBC all day,
like,
neither one
yeah,
is.
You need to fucking have something to challenge your opinion, at least, even if you agree with it or not. Because
Yep.
if you're just hearing the same shit all the
It's
time,
basically
man,
getting wool pulling over your eyes. You're not gonna know anything else if that's
confirmation bias.
if that's
all
what's
that
gonna
is.
if this is what's forced down your throat, you're gonna think that's the truth. Or
That
maybe,
shit's fucking-
if you realize, this is still bullshit, you're just like, oh, this is consistent bullshit, though.
And
Like-
I'm not saying the country's in a great place at all, and as far as our relationship with each other.
Nip.
But like, if you watch the news, like you would think it's a war outside.
Oh, yeah.
You would think
You can't
that
step
you can't go outside without being accosted by people who feel
Different
politically
opinion.
opposed to you. That you walk outside, whether you're on the right or the left, and you like. There are picket signs outside, and they are coming for you
They know who you are.
to take whatever you care about away from you.
Yeah.
And then but if you walk outside and like have a conversation, like how many political conversations do you have with random people? I know they get brought up, but like at a random bar, it's not like, hey man,
Hardly ever.
nobody's like Biden.
And even when,
What?
you could kind of see a political conversation coming.
Oh yeah, you can, of course.
I
But
mean,
because-
like, there's certain places where you're going to be.
Yeah,
where
but you
just
have to
know.
feed into that or not. Like
A
if someone,
little bit.
Yes and no, but there's certain places you just know, like, all right, this is more prone to this kind of people.
But it's
or
also,
vice versa.
But you
like,
also, but to that point, like it's the people that you already know that are at home watching the news all day, fucking scaring themselves, fucking not wanting to hear other people's opinions, just hearing what they want to hear, and then you can kind of, like, well, when I'm around this person, this is what they're on most of the time, so I can kind of know when they're trying to
I'll give you an example.
make it subtle or like trying to fucking flip it into it's like, damn, I don't care. Like,
For an example, if you go to a place like, we'll say, for example, if you go to Flanagan's, what side do you think you're going to be when you go into Flanagan's?
I don't know, man. I really don't over there.
Flanagan's seems kind of biased to me. Like, I feel like I walk into
What do you
Flanagan's
mean?
and I know who I'm going to see or like what they're going to be watching.
I feel like the closer you get to, I get what you're trying to lead to. I feel like
at least the people that I see in there. at
the
least.
closer you get to inner cities, the closer you get to places of business and education lean a certain way.
they usually lean more left.
And they typically lean left. I'm not trying to like paint that as like smarter people. I'm just saying
It is what it is.
that's how people like inner cities, places of hospitals, colleges, they usually tend to be blue.
Mm-hmm.
The more outside you get,
Yeah, it
seem to
leans
be more red.
Yeah.
so that's why I said at that bar, for instance, I don't know, because Seminole County voted blue, which is
very surprising.
when you walk around doesn't feel like it.
Correct, because like I would say Flanagan's, for example, red.
I would
Like just the people that like
I don't know.
Not to take shots at
when
anyone,
we
but, like,
went-
redneck
the
people
last
that are
time
in
we
there and
went,
shit.
When was it?
That was a very blue crowd when we went.
Yeah, when was it? For whose birthday?
It was
or for-
Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, for Thanksgiving. Like there was all different types of people in there. Like it was there was
that's a different
there was
type of
people,
setting.
preppy ass people that we went to school with. There was the ghetto kids that we went to school with that think they're fucking hard and do shit. Like there was all types of people that we went to school with there, and I don't know. Like it just didn't really seem like
Your
Seems like a
day-to-day-
place I don't want to be. That's what it
pretty
seemed
much. I
like.
mean, yeah. Regardless of which way they're leading, I didn't really want to be
That's
there.
what-
But
that's just-
I had people touching my hair and shit. I was like, no, let's stop. I
Leave that poor girl alone.
was like, what are you doing? I haven't seen you in fucking years.
Eric
Don't touch me.
just know Eric doesn't like his hair touched.
Not often, no. Especially just by random people.
But yeah, go like just to wrap this thing up, or we can keep going. But go outside, have a conversation with somebody,
Yeah.
man. Like the world is not ending.
It's not as bad as you think.
Like everybody who was like,
I'm not saying it's that great, but
I've been
It's
saying,
not
listen,
great, but-
I've been saying that it's like people want to fucking. It's like shit is not as bad as we make it out to be. Not that it's perfect. Not that we're in a fucking magical land of fairies and butterflies. But it's not the fuck. To your point, it's not the end of the world. Not everybody hates everybody. Most people, if you sit down and are actually willing to have a conversation, will sit down and have a conversation with you about whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
yeah,
If you're willing to have the conversation.
most people are pretty understanding as well.
and you'll know really quickly if people stuck in their ways or not.
Yeah, and then you just kind of
All right, nod,
cut your
smile.
cut your losses and keep it moving. Like it's not that fucking hard.
I will say that most of the people that aren't willing to have a conversation, or like, for example, are, watch the news every day and are like only getting their information from that and like full on believe that, feeds to my point when I'm talking about like when America, well, not just America, but just America actually, people nowadays, our generations and like younger generations, how people are like, oh, you guys are soft, is because people are stuck in certain kind of mindsets of like they won't talk to anyone else. They just see it as one way and like that's it.
Our generation's viewed as soft because our generation is overexposed.
I feel like people are a little bit more passive too.
There's more passive people. There's more sensitive people.
They're
There's just more of everything,
yeah.
and you're exposed to all of it.
Yep. You see all of it. You see the people like, oh, you can't do this, or oh, you can't do that. You can't get in a fight. Oh, you can't say this. You can't say that. Like
my mom still gets on me and Jordan about fighting. She'll still get on her ass about it.
But
it's like shit happens. Like.
we're fucking men though.
And
like,
think about what you view as is what you're in your world. If people are 5 people on your IG feed or your Twitter feed are talking about something, you're like, man, the world is blowing up about this thing.
Yeah.
That is not the world.
That's your world.
well, that's 5 people.
But it can feel like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
If it's
So,
everyone
like,
you know.
So if you can to shoot some people some bail, if you can see 5 people complaining about something and you're like, man, the world is soft, it might just be the 5 people that are complaining really loud. We only see the loud people.
Yeah. I deleted my Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. It's been like almost a month and a half now.
I forever have Twitter. I just never go on it.
No, I deleted mine. It was getting annoying. I was like, all right.
It's as simple as not
Instagram
going on
isn't as bad because it's just more pictures and that. But like, there's people on there. That
Instagram's becoming Facebook.
Yeah, and you know
They're owned by the same company.
Yeah,
So.
and that's. But I feel like Facebook is a little bit more political than Instagram. Instagram is just full of fucking look at me and memes.
Yeah, you can. I treat my IGs for jokes.
Facebook is more of because you can put statuses. And
I
shit.
send funny videos.
Facebook is the mixture between Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, we had it made with MySpace, man. We didn't know how good we had it.
Honestly,
For real.
We were looking for something better. Everything's just slowly becoming MySpace. You want to post words? There. Pictures? There. Music? There.
Literally.
Good old fucking MySpace.
Tom, you were ahead of your time, man.
Tom's like, guys, I tried to tell you.
Tom is
how
a
he's
smart
doing.
man. He fucking made MySpace, sold the bitch, never see me again.
Who do you sell it to? AOL? Time Warner?
MySpace is like a music page now.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake is a big, like,
Yeah. Who would have thought?
the face of that thing.
Who would have thunk it?
I mean, fuck.
I mean, that's what MySpace. I mean, I enjoyed the most out of MySpace was finding new music.
New music, the cool different fucking backgrounds you could put on.
Layouts.
Yeah, you learned how to code. Like you,
Yeah.
Literally.
MySpace
I feel like I
taught
was
you some
smarter on a computer back in MySpace days than I am now.
Oh yeah.
And I've gone to school
Yeah.
for Excel and other classes as well. And I still
Excel.
Oh,
You-
it's just one of my classes.
you made a
It was like
spreadsheet.
L, Word, PowerPoint, like all that shit was all
You
together.
were Microsoft
I don't even
certified.
know what the fuck the class was called at this point.
But
that's what shows you.
Hell of a spreadsheet.
That's what shows you.
I can drag 1 and 2 and make it 12 real fast.
Boom. Get at my level. No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't even do that now.
Good old fucking social media.
Yeah, all in all, Spotify, keep on with
Keep on making the money.
Yeah.
print
all in all,
the money.
Spotify, I feel like they're not gonna. I mean,
$4 billion's a lot, but not.
it is. But if it's
Yeah, but
That's
if
stock
if
value.
it's progressive,
It's not real money,
if it's
guys.
progressively going down, then maybe they'll have to address it. If this blows over in a week, like most shit does
I mean,
nowadays,
it's already kind of blown over. Like most stuff.
Yeah, we're
It
late
takes
to this.
Yeah, it takes. It has 2 days in the news feed and the news run, and then that's pretty much it.
it's like they could handle their initial hit, cut
Yeah.
their losses after those 2 days, and
I mean, how many people do you really think were canceling their free subscription to Spotify because they wouldn't take Joe Rogan off of Spotify, and they took Neil Young off?
Yeah, nobody
think of
saw
anybody.
that post and was like, you know what? Neil Young has a point.
I don't know who the fuck he is, but I like what he's saying.
Like, if you didn't like the Spotify Joe Rogan thing, you probably already deleted it.
Yeah. People are stupid.
Which is so weird that people delete, like, Neil Young,
That shit is too fucking
I'm
funny.
with you.
Oh my god.
Like,
People are dumb
if you're with
as
the
fuck.
argument, if you're with the point, I got it. But, like, why was this, like,
That's the straw that broke the
wow.
camel's back.
You know what? When you're right, you're
Enough.
right.
they're like, "Damn it, Neil! I've been waiting for someone to say that."
He is the martyr.
It's like, Fauci? No. Neil Young.
Yes. Go ahead and make a song about it, a folk song about it. Let us know how it goes.
We'll never hear it. Never heard a damn one.
Never see the fucking light of day. I don't
Never.
think I've ever heard a Neil Young song.
You have now. I'm just kidding. We're gonna play the best of Neil Young.
You should, honestly, just to see if we could fucking...
I'm sure there's a song we know.
How old is he? How long has he been making music?
He looked old as shit.
I mean,
50 years, maybe.
Shit.
His album. He had an album come out last month. Barn. Heart of Gold is his #1 stream song. Let's see what it's like.
Barn. Let's see what it's like.
Fuck you, Joe Rogan. Side with Neil.
It's not bad.
I have a saxophone.
No words?
That's a harmonica.
That's what I meant. I don't have a saxophone. I have a harmonica upstairs. Is what I meant to say.
Yeah. All right, I'm done with that.
All right, well, that's exactly kind of what I expected.
Harmonica came on hard, though. I like it.
It was 1972. Different time.
Saxophone.
Yeah, I'm an idiot for that one. It's been a long day.
A saxophone.
It's been a long day.
Oh, shit.
For no reason. Should have rested all day. Didn't get to.
Last thing on the docket, if we want to get into this, we're at about an hour and 4 minutes. UFC. Recap. Where do we go from here? We can be quick.
Don't bet against Francis Ngannou.
Well, he's not going to fight on the UFC anymore, so.
You don't know that.
He said
He said his life goal was to box. He's like, and I'm in my
wants to
prime
go-
years.
yeah,
I got
he
to do
wants
this
to go
soon.
get paid, of course, but he'll probably sign another contract and then get to fight Tyson Fury as long as Tyson wins his next 2 fights, which I think he will.
As long as Tyson Fury.
I mean,
He's got his next fight. Tyson Fury is gonna get it's like some astronomical number. It's like either I think just to be there like 380 million.
No.
fuck no.
Just kidding.
Just to be
It's
there?
32.
Oh
It's
my
32,
God.
but it's to win the fight. The whole
He's not Floyd.
the whole promotion is like 380 million or some shit like that, or 328 million.
Where do you see this at?
It's for. I'll send you the
I
the
got
link.
it.
Pulling numbers out of your ass.
No. What?
He made $5 million for the second Wilder fight.
The second one.
Made $25 million total if you include every fight
Yeah, I'm not-
from the
I'm
last.
not talking about the Wilder fights. Who's his next fight gonna be?
Oh no, he made $25 million. He gets paid off the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Yeesh.
Good for him.
boxing is a money sport.
Mega money fee for Dylan White revealed. Hold on, guys. I got some ads. Kill some time for me.
No, just kidding.
He's gonna make money.
That was a good joke, Jacob.
Bogan Schmunz and Schmunz.
Yes, sir.
They lost money because I guess they've lost the purses for this fight.
Well, the fight that he was just about to have, the guy pulled out. didn't he?
Yeah, so they lost total. They said that this fight card would have been worth $90 million.
So nowhere close 380 million. That's a lot of fucking
Well.
money, Jacob.
You know,
Today they lost Today they lost $90 million.
It's chill.
Goddamn sons of bitches.
when it's chilling in your bank account, you just don't think about it.
380
Probably
million.
380 million. The podcast would
Fucking
have a lot more
holding
viewers.
out on us. Fuck.
Yeah, for real.
$380 million. Let me hold $10.
Real shit.
Got y'all with a couple mil.
Oh,
Least I could do.
shoot,
I had 380.
shoot for the ground. Aim for the moon.
You fucking.
I would definitely. I'd be freaking. Be like Santa Claus if I had 380 million. It'd be
I feel
ridiculous.
like a lot of people say that.
It'd be factual. 380. There's no reason.
I don't
to
know
do
if y'all
that.
would see me that much, but I would take care of you guys. Like I would like.
I'd still see y'all.
I would move.
This-
I wouldn't live here.
This, none of us would live here. Why do you think I
I'm
could see
not
y'all?
gonna make you buy a house next to me.
I'm not gonna make you buy it either. The house y'all happen to be living in, it's just my huge house. Like y'all have that wing, y'all have that wing. Someone has a wing over there. This shit's massive. Drake's house is gonna be small compared to it.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah,
Boom.
I mean, I'm sure
I'm
I'd
just
be
kidding.
generous, but
Yeah, no, I'd have to,
wouldn't be
talk
too-
to a financial advisor,
I
see,
wouldn't be too generous.
see where I would go.
First thing I would do is like, I don't know,
I'd hire a chef.
pull up on my mom, be like, quit your job.
Wow.
Let's go house shopping.
If I ever won or somehow got 380 million, my family would know instantaneous. But I would definitely hire a chef.
That's purchase 2.
That's-
Mom, Dad, chef.
No, there's no purchase. They already they're instantly retired. It's like, all right, done.
Right, but you
My
not
first
a house.
bill, I guess, I would just pay
The
off
first
anything
thing I'm
they.
getting, where's the chef?
Literally.
Go to your
Like,
local Chili's. You get over here.
Fuck that.
You go to all the Kobe steakhouses.
I want all of you.
I like this guy. You're just scouting, taking notes.
You're hilarious. You, come on.
You didn't make the cut.
You're coming with me, bud.
Nah,
I'm gonna make you a very rich man.
for real.
Fuck all this Kobe shit. You just buy Kobe's and just go there every day to get your food made.
I don't know if
I
three.
mean, I
I
like
don't know if that
Kobe's,
would
but
make,
I would not want Kobe's that
It
much.
doesn't have to be Kobe's. If you just bought it, you could give him whatever the fuck you want him to make and be like, here,
True,
make this
but
for me.
Why not just buy a chef? Why buy a whole
Then you have a
store?
whole fucking restaurant of chefs.
your money makes money.
I guess. I mean, I would invest in all sorts of things,
I'd
but
invest-
don't have that kind of money.
I'd
So
invest
why are
in
we?
things I can't that I don't
Apparently
believe
can't.
in.
Like,
Oh, it'd be like failing like stocks, like VHS tapes. Like I think this is gonna make a resurgence. Let's pour like $1 million into this.
So your first purchase should be a financial advisor because that sounds ridiculous.
No, I think I would just let it sit in my bank. I really wouldn't invest. I really wouldn't do anything. I think I would just be like, I'm not gonna fucking blow $380 million in my lifetime.
No,
So I'll let my kids decide what the fuck to do with.
they could blow it in their lifetime.
I'm gonna let this sit.
No, I'd make
in the
trusts and shit because you can't just die and your kids get your money in a certain way. You have to have certain shit set in place.
trust fund.
wills
Like
and shit.
trusts and corporations and other ways for them to get paid that is also untaxable.
You seen Bill Gates' kids? What they're getting?
Nothing.
Not much. Like they get something, but
Not jack shit compared to what their dad
not
is worth.
$80 billion.
How much? Why they have? He had put the number of what he's giving them out or something.
Yeah, because him and his now divorced wife, they were talking. They're like, "What do the kids will?" Like, so I guess it came up years ago, and he's like, "They gotta make their own." What? It would be hot.
I mean, that's kind of what Shaq had said to his kids.
Yeah, but Shaq isn't worth $80 billion.
Shaq is worth
He's not, but
less than $1 billion.
either way.
Yeah.
No, not either way. It's much quicker. I don't know. This might be wrong. I think it would be much quicker for Sharif and Shaq's other kid to get to $1 million.
Shaq has 7 kids.
Sure.
He does?
To get
A lot
to
of kids.
whatever, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million
That's probably right.
than it is for
Bill Gates kids to get.
to $10 billion.
Good investments.
Yeah, but
Yeah, let me just come up with Microsoft again.
Boom. Dad, you're not shit.
Microsoft 2. Just buy the building next door.
shit. Yeah, no, that's kind of fucked. But I mean, builds character, I guess.
Yeah, but how much character? Like,
How much character do I need?
Literally.
I can get character with money too. I'm not saying you got to throw me the whole $1 billion, $1 billion.
Yeah, for real. if my parents had anything in the billions, I'd be like, if you're not giving me $1 billion,
What if
I
they
swear
had
to God.
just $1 billion?
If they had $1
I
billion,
would literally just be like, yeah, can you throw me $1 million?
A milli.
you're getting 1/1000th of whatever they have.
I mean, if that was their whole life together, they made that all together, maybe, sure.
You
wonder
just
how
want them
much
to
I've
hand
made.
you
I'm
$1
just
million.
I'm just saying, if they have some astronomical amount of money, I would love to be handed any kind of money. I don't
Wonder how
care if
much
it's a
money I've made in my
1/100th.
life.
It's just
But what would you want their will to say?
that my son was a fucking badass. Here you go. He got it all.
Yeah, got it all.
Got it.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Hopefully, with that money, they can live forever. I low key don't want to.
What? Ask Steve Jobs. Wealth don't buy health.
True.
I would hate to live forever. Anyone who wants to live forever is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Fuck
want to
that.
be
That
immortal.
sounds-
I would think I would
sounds
like
like
to
it
have the
sucks.
option, but
No,
I wouldn't want to have the option.
that sounds like it sucks.
To have
you
everyone.
got to watch everybody pass.
Correct.
Not even
To
that,
ha-
but then what's the fucking point? Like, what motivates you? If you're living forever, then you literally why am I
You
doing
don't
anything?
fear death.
Why am I doing anything?
There's no drive.
When I think of live forever, I don't mean that you can't die. I think you just don't die of old age.
But if someone blows your head
Well, that
off,
just
Yeah.
takes the fucking. Well, that takes
you
the
better
fun out
not
of it.
get into any fucking gang wars or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
you're not like the war's on me, guys. I'll show North Korea what's what.
Damn it! I would definitely. Just going back to
Not
old
even
times.
that.
Of course, would
Fuck
definitely
that.
want to be Superman if I could live. But who? What am I getting to live forever?
Get
and
bitched
be
out by Batman.
Bro, pretty much.
He's not around. I'll take him. I'll take care of him
They're
early.
making Batman movies. They ain't making Superman movies.
Facts.
It's fine because there ain't no one worthy to be Superman right now.
Henry Cavill's a good Superman.
Because Superman's a punk ass bitch. You can tell him I said it too.
He would beat your ass in a second.
Not unless I had some kryptonite, then what?
He'd still flick you through 18 walls.
Not with kryptonite.
No, he can't get near me. He'll
He'd-
start getting sick.
With
and shit.
kryptonite, I still think he'd beat all of our asses because he's a big dude.
Well, first off,
But he doesn't know how to fight.
He just punches and he's strong. And,
Douche.
oh, I'm Superman. A big oath.
just run through
He's a
you.
big fucking
accidentally.
oath. A
Dead.
fucking jagaloon.
He'll stay like 50 feet back, be like, laser your ass real
I'll
quick.
throw fucking kryptonite at him.
You're not throwing it the length of a football field.
Kryptonite syringe.
I'll have bows and arrows and shit.
You're not Green Arrow.
Bullets of kryptonite. No, shoot
You
it.
ain't
That's
that
what,
good, you ain't that
Batman
good of
did.
a shot.
Sure. If I just let it spray. Fuck
Trying to
it.
go get a concealed weapons permit.
What?
Completely off topic, but
What
I
just
happen to.
happened?
Probably not. I mean, maybe. I do want to purchase a firearm at some point in my life.
Just a random question.
Sooner rather than later, but, I don't really feel the need to have one yet.
The permit itself, or just the firearm
Just a
itself?
firearm itself.
Guns
I don't really
are
be
scary.
I don't really be getting into too much shit, so
It's that gang life.
I don't really be getting into that shit. So
Keep that thing on.
that thing that killed John Wayne.
Pull out a full rifle.
From the Revolutionary War.
The musket.
Give me a second.
Hold on.
Did you see where that thing went? I gotta go pick it up.
That shit's fucking hilarious. Who? Fuck. Forgot my gunpowder. I'll be back.
Shit, I thought you were about to say something.
You're like on the field, like, ah.
I knew I felt a little light today. Give me 10 minutes, I swear. And just start running. I'll be right back.
We've only been marching for 3 days straight.
Oh man, well, I guess
Be like,
I'll
anyone got any extra?
catch y'all on the next battle. Bye.
For real.
Shit.
I wouldn't want to live Civil War times. That would be tragic.
Civil War times? I wouldn't want to live in any wartime.
Well, I'm not gonna, like I've said this before. If I was gonna live like ever in the past, I would want to live in like Viking, like before guns. Even though that would be such a shitty time
That's
to
so
live,
savage.
I would
You would
exactly.
die. You would die, Jacob.
Probably, but I rather.
Probably?
You get a
rather-
paper cut. That's it. You're done.
There ain't no paper.
There's no Neosporin.
There ain't no paper. I'm allergic to Neosporin, anyways.
Oh well.
So
You get the measles. It's
got penicillin.
It's
You
You
over.
get the fucking common cold.
Well,
You're done.
hey,
That's it.
this is. I'm just. talk-
Diarrhea killed people
You
back in the
stub
day.
your fucking toe.
That
That's
would
a
be
wrap.
rough. I'd be like, ah. Oh
No
man.
milk.
But yeah, I've always
Cheese.
liked. I've always liked like
Lactose intolerant.
like.
Hell of a way to find out.
I don't know. I've always loved fucking those kind of shows like Vikings and.
I mean, it's cool, but to fucking watch it on
Game of
TV
Thrones.
and to fucking live
Well,
in it
I've
is
never
two different things.
I've never watched Gang of Thrones all the way through.
Gang of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones.
Gang.
Gang of Thrones. Gang.
It kind of feels like that sometimes.
What,
Game of Thrones is not real. It doesn't get. It's not set in the past. There's dragons.
Bro, it
Yeah,
could've been
no, I'm talking about like legit medieval shit. That'd be cool.
Fuck.
I kind of forget that Vikings are real.
Yeah, they're pretty savage people.
But yeah, I look at
Blender.
Vikings. I'm like, that didn't happen.
They had pretty cool haircuts though and shit.
Man
They had
buns.
fucking fades before fades were cool.
Man
They were
buns.
literally- and with the fucking real knives too. Just
Yeah, man. They were.
They probably didn't look as good as they do on the show, but
Nah,
nah,
but
those are
fucking-
clean fucking edges. They did not have that.
I don't know about clean.
They had fucking licensed barbers, Viking barbers, fucking
Straight razor.
cut you up real quick.
Why are you here at the battlefield?
I gotta look good.
But anyways, episode 123 of the No Hangover podcast. Like always, you can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Check us out for the visuals on YouTube. Follow our Instagram at No Hangover Podcast. DM us there for any I can't even say the word.
Inquiries.
Jesus, I think I had a stroke.
Yeah,
You smell burnt toast?
Nope.
You know that's the #1 sign, right?
Interesting.
It's your brain frying.
Scary. But yeah, episode 123 in the books. Catch y'all next week.
Everybody love everybody.
That sign says that. Peace.